adding a shoulder dart and a bust dart to a bodice pattern.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial class. Today's tutorial class we're going to be learning how to add a bust dart and a shoulder dart to our basic bodice pattern, okay? So here now I'll start off by drafting the basic bodice pattern. So now we'll be taking down our body measurement. The shoulder we'll be using here is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. So we're going to mark down 7.5 here. And we'll mark down our neck width, basic neck width, which is 3 by 3, mark down 3 inches at this point, and 3 inches for the depth, okay? So from the shoulder depth, remember we'll come down by 1 inch to form the shoulder slope. So I'll come in with my pattern master. From this point, this is where we mark 3 inches. I'll come in, connect to the shoulder slope here, okay? And we'll connect. Hope you can see. Next thing to do, we'll mark our shoulder to bust point. Now shoulder to bust point here is 11 inches. Okay. Shoulder to bust point. Shoulder to on the bust we'll be using is 15 inches. And then our shoulder to waist is 17.5 inches, okay? So mark that down also. 17.5. We'll connect the lines, okay? On our top length, the top length I'll be using here is 24 inches, okay? 24 inches. Mark that down here. Connect the line. Next we're imputing is going to be our chest line, okay? So the basic measurement for getting the chest line is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So the bust measurement I'm using is 36. So 36 inches divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give me 7.5, okay? So from this shoulder slope, I'm coming down here by 7.5, right? Okay. So from this point, you connect it to the chest line. So I'll just be labeling it. Next to do, we'll be imputing our darts. The nipple to nipple measurement I have here is 8 inches. 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. So from the waistline, we'll mark down 4 inches. At the under bust, 4 inches. Bust point, 4 inches, okay? And then we'll connect the line. From the waistline, you come up by 5 inches and mark. And you go down by 5 inches and mark also. Okay. So your dart should not be more than 10 inches. So we'll come in by half an inch on each side and connect back, okay? you have a plus size, it's advisable to use 0.75 for your darts. Okay, so now we've connected it back. I'll do the same for down here. Okay, next thing to do will be imputing our body measurements. Bust divided by 4 will give us 9. Okay, so we'll mark down 9 inches here. Hope you can see that. Under bust divided by 4, 29 divided by 4 will give me 7.25. Mark down 7.25 at this point. The waist measurement I'll be using is 28 inches. 28 inches divided by 4 will give me 7 inches. Okay, for the top length, we'll be using the same measurement for the bust, for the chest line here, which is busted 6 divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. So I'll just mark that down here. Like I said before in my previous video, anytime you take out a dart, please always remember to replace that dart back to your bodice. Okay, so for here we have 1 inch, so I'll be replacing back 1 inch here. Okay, here we have less than 0.75, so I'll be replacing that here. So we're going to add, for our ease, we'll be adding 1 inch here. We'll come down here, we'll add 1 inch at this point. We'll come here, we'll add 1 inch here. Also, we'll add 1 inch at the top length. Okay, we'll connect the lines. So we have our front bodies ready. Okay, so now we'll quickly draft the back bodies. And for the back bodies, I'll be showing us something to do. So I'll be marking down 1.5 inches here. We'll start by imputing our shoulder measurement. Same thing we did for the front bodies. Our shoulder is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. We'll mark that down. Mark down our neck width, 3 inches. Our neck depth, I'll be using 1.5 inches. So next thing to do, shoulder slope. Going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. One inch here. Next thing we'll be doing will be imputing our shoulder to nape measurement, and then shoulder to top length. If you don't know what the shoulder to nape measurement is, you can go back to our YouTube channel on how to take an accurate full body measurement and watch it. And I'll also drop it down in the description box below. So the shoulder to nape I'll be using here is 15.5 inches. I'll mark that down. Our top length is 22 inches. This is because of the difference between the back and the front bodies. Okay, so you can go back to the YouTube video how to draft a basic bodice to understand this. So be our top length. So next thing we'll be marking down will be our chest line, okay? Our chest line, your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give me 7.5. So I'll be marking down 7.5 here. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see that. I'll label it chest line, waistline, top length, okay? So now we'll be taking in our darts. Same for the front bodies, okay? So from the waistline, go down by 5 inches. From the waist, come up by 5 inches, okay? So we're going to mark down 4 inches here. So now we have our waist dart. Please don't mind my pen, okay? But I'm sure we can see the lines. Next thing to do is we'll be marking down our armhole circumference, okay? We'll divide it into two, 3.75, coming by half an inch at this point, and we'll connect. Okay, so now we have our armhole curve. Okay, next thing to do, we'll impute our body measurements. Bust 36 divided by 4 will give me 9. So I'll mark 9 inches here. Waist 28 divided by 4 will give me 7. I'll mark 7 inches here. And we'll be using the same measurement for the chest line for the top length, okay? So mark down 9 inches here. Like I said, whatever you have here, whatever you take out on your bodice, your dart intake, you must replace it back. For the dart intake I have here, it is 1 inch. So I'm going to replace back this 1 inch back to the basic bodice, okay? 1 inch back here. Now we're going to be adding the allowance for the bodice, 1 inch allowance round for the bodice. So what we'll do now, we'll be connecting it back, same way, like the same way we did for the front bodice. Okay, the reason why I left this space was for our zip allowance, okay? So I marked the 1.5 inch here for our zip allowance, okay? So for the zipper allowance, you come in by, for me, I use 0.75. So I'll mark down 0.75 here at the waistline. The reason for this is to prevent a zip bulge, okay? So for the back, we're coming in by 0.75, okay? And we'll be connecting that back to the bodice, like so. Okay, so now our zipper allowance is 1 inch. So I'll be adding 1 inch from this line, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch at this point, 1 inch here, okay? And I'll be connecting it back. So now we have our back basic block pattern. Okay, what you do next is, I have already marked down the line. Okay, so what you do is, like I said, whatever you take on your pattern, you replace it back. So for this 0.75, make sure to replace it back on the bodice and then connect your lines. Okay, so I'll cut this out and then we'll move on from here. For the shoulder and bust dart, the major part we'll be dealing with is the front bodice. Okay, so we won't have need for the back bodice for now. So I know you may be wondering why I didn't cut off this part. I will explain, then I'll cut it off. Okay, so for the bust dart, remember that the difference between our front and back bodies for the measurement I had was 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be imputing 2 inches for the bust dart. Mark down 2 inches from the bust point line, come down by 2 inches and connect back to the bust point. Okay, so this is all about the bust dart. So now the next thing we're moving to is the shoulder dart. For the shoulder dart, you come to your shoulder line. Mine is 4.5, and I'll divide it by 2 inches. 4.5 divided by 2 will give me 2.25. So I'm marking down 2.25 here, and I'll connect that back to the bust point line. So this is it. Connected it back. So at the shoulder, we'll go in by 1/2 inch on both sides, and you connect it back to the bust point line. Okay, so we have our shoulder dart and our bust dart. So now from this dart intake here, like I always say, whatever you take out of your pattern, make sure to replace it. What we have here is 1 inch, so we're going to replace this 1 inch back at the shoulder line here. We'll mark down 1 inch. Take a curved ruler and connect it back into the armhole curve, like so. So we'll cut it out now. So this is our center front, our shoulder darts, our new armhole, and our bust dart. Okay, this is our center back pattern, and this is our zip allowance. Okay, so we are done with this tutorial for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.